Please read this disclaimer carefully before proceeding further. Okay traders, let's look at indices and we'll start with S&P 500. Thanks for joining me in this analysis. My name is Vic. Let's look at S&P 500. So this is what we have been looking at for last couple of weeks. The market was obviously bullish. This is where we thought that market was expected to go down to this level of 3597. But that did not happen. It almost immediately recovered because this M pattern extended its profit targets into like extended versions, like extended levels. So the market has come into this FCP zone. This gave us very good profit targets there, and we were able to take long from this level of 3872 as well. So this reached the FCP zone, and here FCP zone kind of like created barrier in the market. And on Friday it started to move upwards again, and we know what's coming. As I mentioned in our Telegram group, that this is very much likely, like the market is probably going to go to 4000 level here. There will be initial reaction. There can be an initial reaction on the touch of near about 3980, but ultimately it wants to go to 4000, and in extreme case it can go up to near about 4200, 4020 or something like that as well, a little bit higher around here as well. That's quite possible. And what you see in terms of technical analysis, that if you draw Fibonacci extension on this particular leg, this is what we this is one of the patterns that we have. It's like an equal move kind of pattern. So what we have is that this leg is kind of equal to this one, and that gives us a very good level. 1.618 Fibonacci level is lining up exactly with 4000 level here. 1.27 created this, but it could not hold it, so that means that the next one is going to be 1.618. That's possible. And the one that I was just mentioning about, like equal move, so if I draw Fibonacci extension on this as well, so that's also giving us 1.618. so this is like equal move which is happening around here. And that's why if the market continues to find enough bullish momentum, then you are looking for 3980 as your next level to watch out for, because there can be initial reactions around that. Market is reaching a level where it may not just like go to certain level. It may like create a lot of spikes, ups and downs, because it is extremely overextended right now, and a correction is probably due very soon. And if that is the case, then you should be very careful while taking the long positions, because the market is right there in FCP zone. Another one is right reaching there, so it can just like start to fall down, then go back up and fall down. You see what I mean? Like it can create ups and downs, a lot of ups and downs in the market, and we saw that in these 3 days as well. Lots of ups and downs, lots of indecisions, and that may be a story going further in like next week or week after as well. So that's what we need to watch out for. Another thing, let me remind you what we have been looking at. So if you go to the monthly time frame, this is what we have. Okay, on monthly time frame, this is the initial rejection, right? And this cannot be ignored. Right now, whatever the market is doing, I'm expecting market to reach a certain level of 4000 or something, and then start to fall back down. It's quite possible that it will fall down to near about 3871, which is the high of this previous month, and then we'll see whether it falls back down in next month, or even in this month it can come back down, creating another wick at the top. So you have to be careful. If you go above that, if you go to the 12-month time frame, this is not a very good candlestick. This is telling me that market is expected to fall in 2021, and that's what we have. In month of January, it actually tried once, and then now it is probably going to go up, because they wanted to reach certain level. It's a psychological level which is reaching, and that's why you need to be very careful if you're taking off, right? If you're building positions on long term. However, if you are a short-term trader, then you are looking at something like this. Look at this. There is a beautiful W pattern which is appearing right now, and this is also right there in this FCP zone. So far we haven't got a confirmation to go long here, and we have this W pattern, so that means the market can fall down, and there can be a divergence between these two levels as well if you bring in any oscillator like RSI or something. So this is what we are looking at on S&P 500. Let's look at it on on what I envisage as well. So this is the next level that I'm looking for. This is 3946 because that's where the water wave is. And then if I go to the weekly time frame, which is obviously a little bit higher than this one, and if I go to the daily, this is what it is. And if I go to the 4-hour, okay, on 4-hour it has reached the profit target, this one and this one. You see the color changed from red to blue, this is already bullish, so it is going to make more sense if I take the long trade, and it has been able to reach its profit target, which was very nice. How many points were there? Approximately 186 points, if I'm not wrong here. And this is looking very good. Now the next target can be this 3950, which is also confluencing with 3946 around here. So watch out for this one. Let's look at 1-hour time frame just to see if there is anything. Yeah, this is also this target has also been reached after water curve acted as dynamic support here. Right, so this is what we have on S&P 500. Let's move on to US30. On US30, let's because US30 is going to follow nearly same thing as US 500, because these are the top 30 companies which are also included in the S&P 500, and this is the level that we are looking at, 31840, but it can stretch into 32,000 as well, because that's a very good round number that we have. But it's following exactly the same structure, nearly the same structure. So if I go to the 4-hour weekly time frame, this pattern actually tells me that market is expected to fall down next week, and same is the case with S&P 500. They can be a bearish week, because this is the candlestick pattern which actually forms to form a bearish candle after that. So it's quite possible that it can happen, but because the market is overstretching, you never know, it can actually go to this level, 31840 or 32,000, and then come back down. So they can be spike as well. I'll be very careful in taking long trades in this region, because now I'm expecting my bias is strongly going towards the bearish side of it. So I might take long trades on as day trade or something like that, but not from swing trading point of view, and I'll be mostly using what I envisage for my confirmations. So that's what we have on US30. So ideally, if you're trading US30 Dow Jones, then you should be looking at US 500, S&P 500, because they're kind of similar. So you should get idea about the other one another. Let's look at NASDAQ. Similar sort of story. Tried to go down but never got a chance, and now it is reaching towards 14,000 level, which we have been looking at for quite a while now, and it is looking very strong. So I'm pretty sure that it is probably going to reach 14,000, and then there will be a reaction downwards. Similar sort of a pattern which is forming, and this is showing me that the market can actually be bearish. It can create a bearish candle, but even before it creates a bearish candle, it can go up and come back down before the weekend. So you have to be careful with that. Okay, let's look at NIFTY. NIFTY has been very good. So this is what we have been monitoring for quite a while now, and these are the important levels which market has reached. So now this is the FCP zone where the market has reached. This is what we are expecting, and we are expecting it to fall back down. However, as S&P 500 or US30 will probably go up a little bit, it can also go deeper into this FCP zone. But I'll be very careful in taking any kind of swing trade positions on NIFTY as well, because this is overstretched and it's right there in the FCP zone. If I get a confirmation to go short, then I will go short, but I'll be very careful in taking long positions now. Okay, let's look at UK 100. Okay, FTSE 100. Is this the one or no? Okay, this is the one. Right, on FTSE 100, we were expecting market to come into this FCP zone and then fall back down, which never happened. Actually, it came in there, but then it got stretched, and now it has come back down, and it is trying to test FCP zone once again. Now let me just quickly clear this up and see what has been happening. So if I go to the monthly time frame, it is also forming the similar sort of structure here. Huge rejection, huge pin bar. That means the market is expected to go down at some point in time. Maybe next month, or maybe like not towards the end of this month, it is expected to fall down. And another reason for that is this as well. Let me show you this. There is a W pattern here forming, and that's why the market is like this. And if that is the case, then we see quickly, right, if that is the case, then the maximum market can come up to is like these fib levels here, which you are looking for. And if I go to the weekly time frame, then the market came, actually I think I'm missing something in here. Give me just 1 second. Okay, so yeah, okay, if I go to the daily time frame, then what we have, oh right, yes, yeah, so we have another W pattern here, right? So what we can do is we can measure this W pattern, and we can see that it is 78.6. That means it can come into this FCP zone that we have got here, and another one right there, and that confluences with the analysis that we have just done on weekly time frame. So this is FCP zone, and this is also FCP zone, but this is on the bullish side of things. And remember, nearly all indices and entire market is like based on they kind of follow SNP500 and US30. So if they start to fall, then this can also fall. So you cannot just rely on the bullish side of things. You should also focus on the bearish side of things. So what we have here is that potential head and shoulders pattern, which is developing right now, and it may or may not actually work out because it's not looking that really good. It hasn't started to form the right shoulder as of yet, like it is in formation right now, so we do not know whether it is actually going to finish like that or not. Okay, so that's what we have. Let's look at the 4-hour time frame. On 4-hour time frame, we have a very nice W pattern forming. So if I draw Fibonacci from here to this place, so we can expect market to come to this level or so, which is going to be previous structure level. So that's what we are looking for. And if market starts to fall down hard, then we can assume that at some point in time it can form something like this, kind of like head and shoulders pattern, and that can push the price down. However, we'll have to see whether market starts to go up, and if it starts to go beyond this level, then we are looking for better levels into something like this, and probably something like in here, but obviously going through few levels. Okay, so that's what we have on FTSE100. Right, so we have been able to cover SNP500, Dow Jones, NIFTY, NASDAQ, and FTSE100. If you enjoyed this analysis or found this useful, make sure you hit the like button and put in a comment at the bottom. Your likes and comments help this video to reach many more traders like you, and they also get benefited from this. So make sure you hit the like button if you enjoyed this video, if you found it useful, and I'll see you in the next one. Thank you. If you're interested in learning how to analyze the markets the way I do using Fibonacci Confluence, then head over to wikinsa.com, and under training section you'll be able to see Core Strategy Training Program. On this page you'll be able to see the testimonials of previous students and also look at the brochure. The brochure has a lot more information, including the course structure and the Fibonacci Confluence Training Program curriculum. This is a very extensive program in which we cover basic core Fibonacci concepts along with the advanced concepts to analyze the markets with high probability. If you're interested in joining this program, come to wikinsa.com, and under training section you'll be able to see and submit this form.